Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be checking out a recent release from the Frame Arms Girl lineup, the Hresvelgr Cornix. So, of course, the Hresvelgr is a kit in this series which has had a number of different variations. I've reviewed one of them before. We're going to be taking a look at the Cornix here today, as this is the latest version, but then I do also have the Hresvelgr Albus, which we'll take a look at in the next videos. This is going to be another kind of back-to-back videos, reviews of two different versions of this same kit, and so hopefully it'll help you guys and make your decision as to which one you might want to buy for yourself, or maybe both. But for today, let's go ahead and get into it here with the Hresvelgr Cornix. But anyway, as you can see, we've got the big box here for this one, and the big box means big box art, which looks fantastic here as always. Love the color swatch up there at the top, and then the color gradient over here on the side. Just from a design perspective, I really like how the Frame Arms Girl boxes look, and then here you can see a nice close-up look at the illustration. So we've got clear green for all the clear parts on this version, and then the suit and armor are going to be like a gray and purplish kind of color scheme. So really cool color scheme and design for this one. We've got some new parts for the hair there as well. On the ends of the box, we just got the same thing there, just a close-up of the character's face. And then on this side of the box, we can see what the kit is going to look like, all built and painted and decaled there. And so she's got these big scythe weapons here for weapons this time around. There's like the unarmored form there. And the gimmick, the Hresvelgr usually has this kind of armor riding gimmick where the armor can transform into like a kind of rideable state there. You can see how the kit is going to look just built up straight out of the box without any paint or decals or anything on it. And around on the other side, gotta look at our included hair and face option parts. So the hair, like in previous versions, has some options whether you want to have like the hair off to one side or the other, or have the bangs not covering the eyes. And then for our three face option parts there, not too bad, kind of expressive, not like the best face option parts I think that I've seen, but those look pretty good. And then we do have some waterside decals included. The MSRP for this one coming in at 8,000 yen. Not too bad a price at all, considering we've got this big box, which is surely going to be packed with a lot of stuff. This decal sheet, I will say, right off the bat, is definitely a bit larger than I expected. So we've got the eye decals, which is nice, and then in mostly white with a little bit of that like bluish gray and purple on here for some markings on the armor. Not all of the Frame Arms Girl kits usually come with decals, so it's nice to have a good amount of decals included with this one, so that's pretty cool. And then here for the instruction manual, we've got the box art there on the front. Around on the back side is our decal guide, where some of those decals are going to go. This looks like it's a continuation of the decal guide. If we go here to the back inside page, we've got the color and decal guide. So the colors are here, as well as the first part of the decal guide, which is continued onto the back. If we go back up to the front inside page here, it's a little bit of some of the same like photos we saw on the outside of the box, where you can see some different posing options and stuff there. There's some about the Frame Arms Hresvelgr kit, which this is obviously based off of. And that's about it. We've got our parts list and then all of the construction here. So yeah, it's a big box with a good amount of stuff inside of here. And there's going to be a lot of things included. One thing about the Hresvelgr is that with all of the armor and parts and everything, not only does it have the transformation, but just there's a lot that you can do with all the armor and equipment that the Hresvelgr has typically. So I'm guessing that's going to be the case with this one as well. Let's go ahead and check out the runners here. But actually, first off, we do have our pre-painted parts, which is going to be our face parts. We'll take a closer look at these in the review, but those look fantastic. The color and everything on those look really, really good. We got a couple of the pre-painted parts here for the side skin tone parts there with some gray painted on. We've also got some hand option parts here, just the standard set of weapon holding hands, open hands, closed fists, open expressive hands. We've got an included Kotobukiya base here, very nice and clear, and then here's the arm for that, kind of pre-assembled there. And then some polycaps here, PCA in a kind of gunmetal color, and then this polycap runner here in skin tone color. Then getting into the runners proper here, runner A is in skin tone, and it's just going to be our unprinted face option parts here and a few more skin tone colored parts there. And then we've got two different B runners. This is the B runner that has some parts for like the bodysuit here in the high gloss gray. That looks pretty nice. And then this B runner is going to be some of our hair parts. And it's going to be kind of hard to see on camera, but it is in like a pearl white color there for the hair parts, which looks really nice. And then runners C and D are going to be some more hair parts here, still all in pearl white. Runners E, F, and G are all going to be in this gunmetal color for like the joints of the kit. Here's runner E, runner F. here we've also got 2 of, and then runner G for a few more parts of the body and armor on there. Runner H is a few more bits here in skin tone color, and then runner I is going to be in off-white color here for some pieces of armor. Runner J we have 2 of, and this is going to be for all of our purple armor pieces here, and those look really nice, some nice detail on those. Runners K and L, then some of the mechanical aspects of the kit, and this is in a really nice gunmetal color here, sort of a metallic dark silver. Runner L we have 2 of. There's those right there. Runner M is going to be a few more hair parts right there. And then runners N and O, we're getting into our clear green parts. Now the clear green parts are in a kind of sparkle injected clear. So just to show you a real close up there, that looks really nice with that like sparkly pigment injected into the clear green plastic. Looks really cool. Runner Q, a few little bits there in like a dark brownish gray. Runner S, a few more parts there in off-white. Runner U, a few more clear green parts there. Runner V we have 2 of for some new parts, mostly for those new weapons that she's got there. Really cool. And last couple bits here, runner W and Z are actually a few more bits in skin tone color, and then runner Y is the blade parts for those weapons. And that's it for all the runners. Let's go ahead and check out the kit. Alright guys, and here is the kit all built up now. Obviously, as you're seeing it now, it's going to be in the base form. That's how we'll start off the review here. We'll take a look at the base form, and then all of our different option parts and everything that we have, all the equipment, and then we'll take a look at the combination of the bunch all at the end. We'll take a look at everything and all put together. But for now, even just as a base model kit, always love the Hresvelgr design, really cool. And this one, I do really like how it has a definitely kind of a different attitude, different feel to it, just with the new hair parts, the new face parts here. Now you're just seeing just the one face part here for now. We'll take a look at the other options more closely here in just a moment. But even though the Hresvelgr is a design that, you know, we have a few different versions of, I do like the fact that this one definitely does feel like it sort of has a personality all her own, which is nice. So let's go ahead and check out all the different option parts and everything we have here. First of all, we've got our included base, which is certainly going to come in handy. You don't necessarily need it. I mean, the kit can stand on its own. Once we start adding a bunch of equipment and everything on it, and you want to maybe do some sort of flying or jumping pose or something, some sort of more dynamic pose, this is definitely going to come in handy. This does have screws in it, so you can adjust the tightness of this as well if you find it to be not strong enough to support the weight, but usually these bases work really quite well. So happy to have that included. And for our included face option parts, here's a couple of them here. It's kind of more angry and kind of more just sort of slightly evil looking kind of smiling face there. I kind of like the look of that. And again, the printing quality and the colors and everything on these looking really good. And for the third face option here, just with this little smirk on it, also looks really nice. So some nice expressive face option parts that we have. We also have some option parts here for the hair, for the bangs. If you didn't want to have this sort of like an even length, you have one where it's like a little bit more off to the right side there. I might have that backwards, or off to the left side. Anyway, you have option parts for the bangs. We also have another option part for the bangs here, which is sort of like even length, but it's sort of just a different style there for the front of that. I just go for whatever is sort of closest to the box art. But then for the kind of pigtails up here, you have option parts to just swap that out for just little bits of hair rather than having this kind of like mechanical bit there with the kind of sort of gunmetal and green colored parts and this different bit of hair which just popped off right there. But you can swap that out if you want. We've got obviously 2 of those, one for the left side, one for the right side. And then for our hand option parts, we've got the standard array of closed fists, open expressive hands, open resting hands here like this, and then 2 types of holding hands, one type with the trigger finger extended and another type without the trigger finger extended, just for holding our different weapon option parts. Everything else then is basically all the armor parts that we're going to swap on. So for example, for the chest, we're going to swap out for this armored piece right here. For the arms, we're going to remove these and swap them out for this bit up here at the side of the arm, and this is what our arms are going to look like here with this sort of blade part there on the back side, and the hand's just going to be plugged into there for our armored arms. And then for the legs, we've got this part which will attach at the thigh. This part attaches onto the back side of the thigh, and then for the lower leg, we've got this part here with these big blade parts for the feet at the front and the back, and then on the front side of the shin there, so that'll all be looking really cool. On the backpack, we've got this big old mass of parts here. Now this is all going to transform. You can transform this into like the riding form. You can also take these parts off of here and use these as just handheld sword blades as well. I'll show you how that looks here in just a moment, but otherwise this is just going to attach onto the backpack. Again, the mix of like the dark gunmetal pearl white and that sparkly clear green looks really nice there for those. And then we've also got these equipment parts that are going to be attached onto the side as well, but this is of course also going to be removable. And this is going to be our scythe weapon option parts here, which look really cool as well. So for the new weapons for this version, definitely like the look of those. And then we've got a few other bits here, different handle parts that we're going to use for doing different option setups for however you want to display this. And we'll take a look at some different option poses and everything here in just a moment. But as far as the base model goes, you're going to have some seam lines on some parts here and there. Otherwise, the articulation is going to be really nice as usual. You have your full range of articulation here with this. And it's not going to be hampered, even though we are going to put a whole bunch of armor and stuff onto this. That's not going to hamper the articulation very much, as we've seen with the past versions of this kit. But let's go ahead and take a look at some different options here with this one. And one thing is definitely certain when it comes to the Hresvelgr kit is that you just have a ton of options. Like I was saying before, I like it just in its base form. It's a really cool looking model kit, and I wish that they would opt to do this more often with these Frame Arms Girl kits, where they just sell the base form without all the extra armor and everything. Just because if you did want to display it like that, you'll have all this extra armor that I guess you could use for other kit bashing purposes or something, mix and match it with other kits. But it's a good looking kit in its base form, as well as with everything added onto there. And of course, then you have the options of how you want to outfit the armor, because you can just go for like the standard look like we see on the box art there. Otherwise, of course, you can change it up to the riding armor form. You can swap around the armor parts as well into different orientations and use the different blade parts and scythe parts for different weaponry options and everything. So there's a lot that you can do with these, and I'm only going to be able to show you a couple different poses here as usual, but there's obviously so much more that you can do with these other than just what I'm able to show here in the video today. But I really like the color combination with this one. Definitely, like I was saying before, it has kind of its own personality to it. It's a really interesting, sort of a little bit more evil, sort of, I guess, looking sort of vibe to this one. It's having that dark gunmetal and dark blue, purplish kind of color for the armor mixed with that kind of sparkly green. Very interesting looking color scheme here for this. So even if you have another version of the Hresvelgr and you're wondering, oh, do I really need another one? I think there's some really great options with having multiple versions of this kit, just because you can display them maybe in different kind of weapon loadouts, sort of, and they all come with different weapons anyway. But I mean, you could display one in like a riding mode, and then one in just kind of the standard mode with all the armor and everything. And so there's different ways to display them. Having different versions allows you to do that without kind of having to change it up. Also, just the different colors, the different weapon options and everything do kind of make each kit, even though they're all kind of based around the same base kit, they stand alone, kind of separate from each other really nicely, and that they all have a different look to them, which is really cool. And I really like this one. So definitely one that I could recommend for you guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And again, as a reminder, we will be taking a look at the Hresvelgr Albus very soon, as well as just another version of this kit. So definitely stay tuned for that. As always, guys, if you want to check out some of these kits for yourself, check out the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Got a bunch of the Frame Arms Girl kits, Frame Arms, and everything else from Kotobukiya there as well. Megami Device, Megalomaria, etc. All that good stuff. Check it out on the website. And if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, making sure that you're subscribed while you're here too. Really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Until next time, hope you all having a great day. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.